Ladies and gentlemen, we are demonstrating for the BSM IB. You may now take your seats. Okay, the meeting may now please come to order. The meeting, yes, please take your point of order. Please take your point of order.
I raise point of order because I think we should three taps on the beginning, three taps on the beginning of the meeting, or after you say the meeting now comes to order.
As far as I remember, I said that the meeting now is come to order. I tap double, and according to the rules, I can tap twice or thrice. Madam Parliamentary.
So, the point of order raised is overruled. The call to order is able tapping is twice.
Objection is overruled. Where are we now, Madam Secretary?
Mr. Chair, you have already called the order.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Madam Secretary, please do the roll call.
Mr. Roger Julius B. Ocayon, Mr. Jose Robel M. Maharin, Mr. Troy John R. Sapido, Miss Jonalyn V. Mendana, Miss Mary Grace A. Cornelio, Miss Karen L. Gunowar, Miss Maria Villani L. De Leon, Miss Christine D. Villa, Miss Maria Eileen D. Mesora.
We have a quorum, Madam Secretary.
Mr. Chair, all members are present. We have a quorum.
Well then, we have a quorum. We may now proceed. Madam Secretary, please read the order of business for today's meeting.
So,
Mr. Chair, this is the order of business for today's meeting. First was the call to order. The reading of the order of business for today's meeting follows. Next will be the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting, to be followed by the report from the standing and special committees. Next will be the unfinished business, and then the new business.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. The next order of business is the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting. Madam Secretary, please read the minutes of the previous meeting.
The regular meeting of the BSM IB Parliamentary was called to order by the chair at exactly 4 p.m. The secretary called the roll to see if there is a quorum. Having all members present, the meeting proceeded. The secretary read the order of business as well as the minutes of the previous meeting with no corrections made. The chair asked if there is any report from the standing and special committees, and there were none. There was also no unfinished business according to the secretary, so the chair came to the new business. A motion that the back area of the BSM student lounge to be filled with plantasteriums was moved, seconded, and a point of information was raised regarding the word plantasterium. So, Ms. Villa, the maker of the motion, gave the word's definition for her colleagues' knowledge. The motion was discussed but later on laid on the table by Ms. Cornelio. It was seconded and was approved through unanimous consent. Ms. Gunowan proposed a new business, stating that the SEBEM acquaintance party be conducted by department, and it was seconded. An amendment was made by Ms. De Leon by inserting the words yearly between the words the and SEBEM, and it was seconded. So the motion was read as the yearly SEBEM acquaintance party be conducted by department. The motion was discussed with opposing statements, but after a while, a motion to suspend the rules was raised by Ms. Mesora, and it got a second. The House was divided, and the negative side, having 6 votes against the affirmative side, got it. While in the middle of the discussion of the main motion, Mr. Ogayon raised a question of privilege, but the chair did not permit him. He appealed from the chair's decision but due to lack of second, his motion was lost. Further discussions were made and finally, the motion approved after garnering the majority of the body by the affirmative side. Ms. Uvilla proposed to reconsider the votes on the motion and it was seconded. There were no discussions and objections, so the motion to reconsider the votes on the resolution was approved. The chair divided half for the reconsidered motion and the affirmative side casted 6 votes against the negative side, so the motion was approved. A motion to adjourn the meeting was raised by Mr. Sakido and it was properly seconded. Since there were no objections, the assembly was adjourned at 4:30 p.m.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Is there any correction to the minutes? There being no corrections, the minutes of the previous meeting stands correct as read. The next order of business is the report of the standing and special committees. Is there any report from the standing committee? Please take your point of order.
It's a point of order because a while ago you asked them if there are any objections, but they didn't. You asked them if there are corrections to the minutes read, but they didn't answer your question. And you say that there being no corrections, but they didn't answer your question.
Young lady, it is obvious that nobody answered the question. There is no corrections. Can you get the point? There is no other correction, so there is nobody raises more correction. Am I right?
Okay, so the point of order raised is overruled. Since there was no one who raised for objection, therefore the chair assumes that there is no objection from the body, because if there will be objection, somebody will raise for it. So point of order overruled.
Objection is overruled. Madam Secretary, where are we now?
Mr. Chair, you have just asked if there is any report from the standing committee.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Is there any report from the standing committee?
No, Mr. Chair.
Well then, please take your point of order.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. I raised a point of order because a while ago you said, is there any corrections? It should be, are there any corrections? It's plural.
Okay. Young lady, there is no such rule stating in the Robert's Rule of Order regarding specific rules with the grammar or the pronunciation with the Robert's Rule of Order. So it's up to the judge, Madam Parliamentarian.
So the point of order raised is overruled, since the assembly very well understands what the chair is, what the chair's message is. Therefore, the business is not the purpose of that statement is well taken by the members of the assembly. Point of order overruled.
Objection is overruled. Please we will continue. Is there any report from the special committee?
Chair, the special committee is now in the process of accomplishing its task.
Well then, there being no reports, we will proceed to the next order of business, which is the unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business, Madam Secretary?
Mr. Chair, we don't have any unfinished business.
Well then, we don't have any unfinished business, so we'll proceed to the new business. Is there any new business? Ms. Emilia, you will recognize.
Mr. Chair, I move that this body promotes a activation campaign this month.
Well then, Mr. Padre, please state your point of information.
Mr. Chair, may this representation ask what is the meaning of slacktivism?
Well then, Ms. Emilia, please give the meaning of slacktivism for